That is why this diaspora engagement is so absolutely critical. You have family back home. You still identify as Ghanaians.
Welcome back to Africa Zone. Thank you for clicking on this video again. Africa Zone, Africa to win. Good people of the diaspora, I am back again to give you precious gem so that we all together will make the transition well. The process, the return back home, during the return, beyond the return, is a process. It's a transition. How do you prepare? Oh, you are saying that, oh, I am interested in this. I wanted to go back so bad home, but I don't have money. But I don't have what it takes. I have not saved too much money for me to live right now. You don't have to worry. Don't worry at all. Everything that you should do right now, everything that you should concentrate on right now, the thing is, you got a plan. You got a plan. And how do we plan? That's what I'm going to reveal in this video today. I'm going to reveal to you 3 points that you can use. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing too with my family so that we can transition well. On Africa Zone, we talk about the return, beyond the return, and also during the return. We talk about how to invest smart. We talk about, as a diaspora, you must enjoy your hard money that you earn over here, overseas or abroad while you are away from home. And then also, we want to avoid being scammed back home. We want to avoid being scammed. People scamming us out of our money. People taking our money and not getting the job done for us. For me, I take that as a scam. So we must prepare. How I'll be preparing for the past couple or 3 years. I'm going to reveal it to you, some of the gem in this video. Stay tuned. Watch this video here. I will come back and we're going to talk some more.
And gentlemen, no one will build our country for us than ourselves. That is why this diaspora engagement is so absolutely critical. You have family back home. You still identify as Ghanaians, no matter how long you've stayed outside. It's still in your blood. Let's build our country together. And gentlemen, no one will build our country for us than ourselves. That is why this diaspora engagement is so absolutely critical. You have family back home. You still identify as Ghanaians, no matter how long you've stayed outside. It's still in your blood. Let's build our country together.
As I say that it is a process. You are part of this, I am part of this. That's why you click on this video. If you are here for the first time, do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel, to support me and to support this network, what we are doing over here. So, we say that the process of returning is a transition. And number one thing is that when you hear about what the minister is talking about, the honorable is talking about in this video, is that all of us, we are aspire to go back home. We are not talking about the Africa that we left behind. We are not talking about the Ghana that we left behind. Things have changed, things have evolved. That's why Europeans are going, corporate are going, businesses, American businesses are going, Asian businesses, even Asians also are going. Lebanese are there, Taiwanese are there, Chinese are there. That's why they are going. So, number one, I want to touch on this very, very well. What is lacking is that it's a spiritual thing. It is mental. As long as it is mental, it is spiritual. You will find a purpose to come back home and be part of the majority. Let me share this with you. I've been in Africa several times, and my children, they are 14 and 15. They are young teenagers right now. And they have been here. That means a lot of things for their life. Going back home, since they were in childhood until now, especially the past 3 years, before the COVID, during the COVID, and even the last 4 years, they have been in Africa 3 times. So they find purpose being part of the majority because everybody's around. The signboard, the offices that we went to, the restaurant that we went to, places that we went to, from city to city, on the street while we are driving. The sense of purpose, finding out that, or working in them internally and mentally, psychologically, being part of the majority, is a healing. It's a healing. They find purpose in that. So, being part of the minority, it has injured us psychologically. We didn't know. It has put something on us that sometimes what you don't see does not mean that does not exist. It has caused an injury in our psychological process. So going back there and rebuilding, be part of the rebuilding of Africa, of the continent, or your nation, or your country, you are part of the bigger purpose on earth. You find yourself being part of the bigger purpose on the face of this earth. Rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem, rebuilding the walls of Africa. You will find purpose, you will find fulfillment, you will find peace, being part of the whole process of coming back home and of life. Number 2, I mentioned it from the beginning. Begin to plan right now. You must begin to plan right now. If you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Simple as that. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Plan. Do I need what amount of money do I need? What amount of money that I have right now? I do not deny that we are in inflation. Actually, I say it in May. Since May, before I left for Africa, I say that, my own economy, my family economy budget is telling me that we are already in recession. I do not wait for the news. I do not wait for the government to say that I'm in recession before I am in recession. No. They have their time of announcing it, but you could see it in your pocket. You could see it in your budget. You could see how much you are spending, how much you are earning right now. And comparing it for the past 3 years, it tells me that we are already in recession. And we are feeling the pinch, everyone. So you must begin to plan so that you will not fail. All right? So the next point is that during the process, also known as the transition, what do? You ought to invest. Number 3, you ought to invest. Begin to invest. You see, when we talk about investment, we don't talk about, you don't invest, you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't need $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, or $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 to invest. We talked about it, like, begin to invest in yourself. Begin to plan. That's one. Begin to plan. What are some of the transferable skills that you can take back home. What do you want to do? I share my examples, my instance where I'm a professional nurse here in the US, but going back home, my intent is to do business. Doing business also, you must take on a little bit of entrepreneurship. Do something that you love. That is part of the fulfillment. That is part of the purpose. So, invest in yourself. Plan very well. What are some of the transferable skills for yourself? We have gained a lot of skills over here. I talked about already in the past that critical thinking. You learn a lot. Perseverance, endurance. You work for companies. You yourself, you aspire to do something. You have something within you that you want to do. Skill, talent, gift. Restaurant that you want to do. You want to go into construction. You want to go into consulting. If you are also a nurse, and you are in the nursing field, say abroad, and you want to plant a clinic, you want to start a clinic, all this needs network. That's why we are networking among ourselves, with one another right now. Try to put together a platform so that we can all share ideas and build ideas. That's what is called network. So, and in number 3, that is the part A. And part B, you don't need $100,000 or $500,000 to start buying lands. Lands over time appreciate. Whether in a recession or inflation or economic crisis, land always get appreciated. Land always get appreciated. Buy one at a time. I call it a principle of starting small. A principle of starting small. Start small. Okay? Land always appreciate over time. And there's one secret behind it. The corporate of America, that's what they are doing when they come to Africa. They buy massive lands. Asians, their businesses, that's what they do. Europeans, that's what they do. If you have the opportunity to buy a lot over time, when they get appreciated, you sell it for profit. You sell some plot for profit. If you have many acres, then you sell some acres for profit. Then you can use. It is like you add value to your money instead of leaving the money here in the bank. You have to add value to it. And buy land in Africa, whether in Ghana, in the nation that you intend to go to. My intent is to go back to Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian born. I'm a Ghanaian citizen. I was born in Ghana before I left in Africa. So, and Ghana, I see it as a nation. I see it as a place where my children also can travel well because they are born in the United States. So, these 3 points I wanted to bring before you. Number 1, you'll find a sense of purpose being part of the rebuilding of Africa for the next generation through the transition that we are talking about. Number 2, you got to plan well. If you don't, you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. What are those? Some of the transferable skills that you want to take back. What are some of the things that you want to do? You got to put them right now, underline them very, very well. That's how you plan. Number 3, invest. Begin to invest. Invest small. Invest small. I believe that with $10,000, you can. It's possible you can buy. There are places. It may be a distant places. Only if you want to live in Accra, in the city, Accra area lands are expensive. So that's why myself and my family, Where we plan to live is in the Eburi area. It's not extremely expensive. It is affordable. So if you want to go very far away from Eburi, lands are much more cheaper. Would you like to be there? These are something that you have to evaluate. And add to add, when was the last time, I will leave this question with you. When was the last time you visited the motherland? You visited the country? Thank you for watching. If you are here for the first time, this is Africa Zone for Africa to Win. We talk about the diaspora. We talk about the transition. We talk about returning and beyond the return. We talk about how to invest smart. We talk about also networking. So that all of us, we all, shoulder to shoulder, we will go up. Africa Zone for Africa to Win. Ciao. I'll see you in the next video.
Oh.